Good morning and welcome. We are the PK3s from Redeemer Early Childhood, the Broncos, the bunnies, the monkeys, and the teddy bears. And we're here to tell you the story of how Nehemiah rebuilt the wall. We're going to sing our first song, Strong and Courageous. Listen with us as we tell the story of how Nehemiah worked together to rebuild the wall. Nehemiah was a Jewish man who worked for the Persian king named Artaxerxes, the king of Babylon. He tasted the king's wine to make sure it was safe for the king to drink. Nehemiah kept the king safe, and God kept Nehemiah safe. Many of the Jews had been sent to Babylon years before because they had disobeyed God. One day, Nehemiah heard a report that the Jews had returned to Judah were having a hard time, and that the walls of Jerusalem were broken down and the gates had been burned. In those days, if a city didn't have a wall around it, it and the people in it were in danger. This made Nehemiah sad. He didn't eat any food for days, and he prayed to God for the Jews. He told God how sorry he was for the wrong things he and his people had done. He reminded God of his promises and that God had said, "If you obey my commands, I will gather you together again." Nehemiah asked for God to give him success as he went to ask the king for help. Nehemiah then went to do its job for the king. The king asked Nehemiah why he was sad. Nehemiah told the king about his people in Judah. Nehemiah prayed and told the king he wanted to rebuild the city of Jerusalem and its wall. He asked for letters from the king that would help him travel safely to Jerusalem and get the supplies he needed to rebuild the city. God helped Nehemiah, and the king gave Nehemiah all he asked for. Nehemiah went to Jerusalem and checked out the walls. He went to the people and said, "Come, let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem." The people agreed and started to work together. Meanwhile, there were some officials from nearby lands who heard Nehemiah was rebuilding the wall, and they were upset. They laughed at the Jews and made fun of them. But Nehemiah said, "The God of heaven will give us success. We serve him." Many Jews worked together to rebuild the wall, including the priests, men who worked with gold, men who made perfume, leaders from nearby villages, servants, guards, and daughters as well. The people worked with all their hearts. The officials from the other lands planned to fight the Jews, but the Jews prayed to God and put guards on duty day and night. Nehemiah stationed people to defend the city where it was weak. From that day on, half the people did the work with swords at their sides, and the other half were armed to defend the people working and the city. Nehemiah reminded them, "Our God will fight for us." They worked from sunrise until the stars came out. After 52 days, the wall was finally finished. All of Judah's enemies were afraid because they realized God helped the people finish the work of rebuilding. Jerusalem was large and it had a lot of room, but only a few people lived there. God gave Nehemiah the idea to gather more people to come and live in Jerusalem now that the wall had been rebuilt. Many people returned home to Israel as God gathered his people together again. A teacher of God's law named Ezra came and read the book of the law to all the people who could understand. Then they worshiped God and promised to follow God's commands. They were brave, strong, and courageous because they knew that God was with them, and they were not afraid. They wanted to let God's light shine in Jerusalem and in their hearts once again and forever. We are now going to sing for you, "Let Your Light Shine."
Let's thank y'all so much for letting your light shine for us today, for teaching us about this story, and for building this beautiful wall. Isn't this beautiful, moms and dads? They each made one of those. That's incredible. Thank you again so much. And let's also thank the incredible PK3 team, Kelly, the director, and also Jamie, who's done so much to get these kids ready for this morning. All right, now, kids, in just a minute, all of you who are willing, you're welcome to join me. We're going to stand up and walk along with any other kids out there who are going to go to our Redeemer Kids in Quest. This is a place where kids get to learn about and celebrate Jesus in a way that's age appropriate to them. If you're seated out there, kids, you can already start to head out. Parents of Redeemer Kids in Quest, pickup's going to be normal, but if you're a parent of one of these pre-K3s, the teachers are going to pick them up from their classrooms and have them out on the early child care playground for you to pick up after this worship service. Out there, we're going to have food, hot dogs, hamburgers for you pre-K3 families to enjoy a time of fellowship. Let's thank them once again as we head out with them today. Come on, boys and girls. Come on.